Coffee and Convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody here in the building, man. I appreciate you guys for rocking. You already know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to the chat. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button. We are very, very close. We're getting closer and closer to our goal of 20K, man. It is free. Make sure you hit that sub button, man. It's definitely appreciated. Also, if you guys want to become a member of the channel, hit the link. It's pinned up top. We're going to be doing a bunch of OakLosVegas.com giveaways, Woods and Whiskey giveaways this season. You don't want to miss out. Become a member of the channel. Also, PlanetRaiders.com. Salute the brave. I am the base. Silent, Jesse, Daniel. Salute to my brother Graham Cam, Dangerfield, everybody here in the building. I appreciate you guys. As always, you could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with me. Salute. Shout out to my dog Ant-Man. What's good, Raider Nation? Appreciate you on the $2 donation, King. A lot to talk about today, you guys. I still haven't really gave my opinion on our practice squad. It's put up or shut up season, you guys. We are literally this close to real football. Week 1 is right around the corner. Want to talk about Josh Jacobs, a few things that he said to the media upon his return. Some good things. Want to talk about that as well. Let's get some of you guys' comments in. I'm going to let everybody roll in before we get to chopping up this fable, man. Salute to everybody. I see Phillies in the buildings. Salute the Night Raiders, man. What's good with you, bro? Graph, you need to make that last graphic of the flag an actual flag in your store. I like that. I am punchy. I like that. Oh, and I want to give a quick update, you guys. For those who are coming out week 3, first home game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Las Vegas, I am pushing the flag football game back probably to the Green Bay weekend. There's too much going on. We have like 2 or 3 different shows. We have an interview at Blue Wire with Marquette King. There's just so much stuff going on that weekend. I want to make sure that I put a lot of time and effort into that flag football game. So for those, there's going to be more time to sign up. I'm going to put a sign-up sheet on Instagram, on Twitter. I'll put it out there so you guys can sign up. A little bit more time to get this thing together because week 3 is going to be hell. It's going to be go. So I got a little bit more time to get it together, man. So everybody asking me about the flag football game. It will be probably Green Bay weekend in Las Vegas. A lot more things going on. I can a lot less going on. I can focus more on that. And it's a big weekend for Woods and Whiskey, the brand, the Packers, the Raiders. It's going to be fun, man. So make sure you guys are out there for that weekend. I'm definitely going to get a graphic done here soon and start promoting it. I'll let you guys know more and more updates as it gets closer. I love it, Rob. And this is a guy that I wanted to talk about right now. You guys know I was a very big advocate of Cam Sims, 6'5" receiver, made a few big plays for us. In preseason, was hearing good things about him out of camp. We get rid of him. We bring in a guy like Callaway, right? 2 years ago, Rob, this guy had 698 receiving yards with 6 tutties to go along with that, right? 6'2". That was a sneaky move that I like a lot. Because if you compare Callaway's numbers 2 seasons ago to Mac Hollins this past season, where I think he only had somewhere 500 to 600 yards or something along those lines with 4 touchdowns, I believe, right? He was our wide receiver too. So 2 seasons ago with Callaway balling out in New Orleans, this guy's on a practice squad. That lets you know how much depth we have at the wide receiver position right now. You know what I'm saying? Callaway is definitely a sneaky pickup that I like a lot. We pretty much swapped out with Denver. They took Philip Dorsett. We took Callaway. They let him go off their practice squad. We picked him up. They picked up Philip Dorsett. The difference is Callaway is only 25 years old. Philip Dorsett is, I believe, 31, 32 years old. So kind of like oh, you want to take our guy? We're going to take your guy. But the thing is, Callaway has more potential, and statistically, I like what he provided New Orleans 2 years ago. Yeah, he had a down year last year. I mean, New Orleans had a down year last year. You know what I mean? Their quarterback situation has been in flux for the past few years since Drew Brees left. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. A sneaky move with Callaway. I'm very comfortable having him come up to the 53-man roster if one of these guys get hurt, which it happens every year, you guys. If, God forbid, DeAndre Carter or one of these guys go down, we have a guy that can come in and provide some real meaningful reps, you know what I mean, for us at the wide receiver position. Sneaky pickup, Rob, by our Raiders, bringing in Callaway. I love it. Salute to my dog, Corrigan, in the building, man. I sent you and Hammer that Josh Jacobs mashup video. What do you think? I must have watched it like 5 times. Dude is like no other current running back. Vision is 100. Salute to my dog, John. I definitely checked it out. The one you sent me to my DM on IG. I watch all those crazy videos, man. They hype me up. You know, I watched one on Devontae. There was another one. Someone sent me a Jimmy G one that I actually hyped me up about him as well. So I'm excited, man. I'm definitely excited. Shout out to my dog, John, man. I appreciate you on the $5 donation, King. Salute to my dog, CJ, as well. How are you feeling about this DB? It could be sneaky good. I'm excited for them this season. I am too. The thing I'm more worried about, CJ, is the end of that corner room. If one of these guys go down, if Nate Hobbs goes down, which he has in the past, if Marcus Peters goes down, he has in the past, we're depending on a Jacorian Bennett in year 1 to really take control of that corner room. That's scary. You know what I'm saying? Thank God Tyler Hall fell to our practice squad. We brought him back. But David Long Jr. is there. He didn't really show me too much in preseason, but hey, they like this kid. So it is what it is. For those who did not see, Duke Shelley went to the Rams and he made their 53-man roster. So they didn't place him on the practice squad. Duke Shelley actually made their 53-man. You know what I mean? So that could either be a good thing for them or a really bad thing because, you know, we've seen what he did. He didn't really provide anything for us in preseason. But yeah, man, that DB room, it could be really good, CJ, or it could be very, very nerve-wracking. Hold on real quick, y'all. I got a guest that's about to pull up here shortly, and I think I forgot to send him the link for the show. So 1 second, y'all. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. While we wait, make sure you guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, man. Salute to my dog, Leo, on the $5 donation. Salute. No more wide receivers on this roster or practice squad. And look, they love the wide receiver position. I'll tell you that. They keep adding to it. We did have a guy here a second ago, you guys, that we brought in, right? And he ended up not making this practice squad. I mean, we had him in here for like 2 seconds. Devin Ross, a guy that's also familiar with the New England Patriots, brought him in, signed him, brought Callaway in, let him go. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's a never-ending revolving door with these wide receivers. These guys love the receivers, man. Salute to my brother. Yo, what's good, bro?
What's up, man?
What's good, King? It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, man. I'm on the mend, but I'm all good, my brother. All good. How's everybody in the chat, man? Been glad to see all of y'all.
Salute, man, to our brother Wasted Talent. You guys, if you guys are not subscribed to him yet, you already know what time it is. Go over to Raider Nation Unlimited. Hit that subscribe button on our brother's channel, man. You already know. Yes, Wasted is officially off the IR. He came off the IR yesterday when he was on Mitch's show. You know, played sparingly for about an hour. You know what I mean? Just getting his feet wet. But now Wasted is officially back, moving and grooving. It's lit. Salute to Jose, man. Still laughing at Dan Graziano saying Devontae Adams will be traded at the deadline. We live rent-free in these haters' heads. This is facts, Jose, but they need something to talk about. Yeah,
man,
you know, man,
it's nasty work out here, man. You know, when you write, and this is coming from a guy who writes stories, right? You have to draw from a lot of times a place of knowledge, and then also sometimes you don't really have anything to say, and you kind of almost have to pervert the information in a sense. Now, I don't do that, but a lot of guys that work for ESPN, they got deadlines, and Dan Graziano is a guy who will make some shit up. He will throw some money against the wall and make it stick. And
all these guys do. All of them do.
Yeah, and it seems like it's always the Raiders. It's very, very annoying, bro. It's very annoying.
I mean, you know, we're one of the most popular organizations in sports. It makes sense. We have the most passionate fan base, so they know that all of us are going to share these stupid links and spread their word. You know what I mean? So it makes all the sense in the world to attack our team year in and year out because they know how passionate we are about this franchise and how much we're going to be like, oh, look at these. I can't believe these guys said it. I'm going to tell y'all right now. At the end of the day, if we stop spreading their gospel, they'll stop talking about it. We just look, moving forward, spread the positivity, quit sharing all the bullshit, and maybe we'll see less of it. Salute to Pacey, man. Duke better not be a Rasul situation, laugh out loud. And Pace, I can definitely see that, though. I can definitely see that. It can definitely happen. It can. You know, I don't know if you've seen it, Wasted, but he signed to the Rams today on their 53-man roster. He actually made their 53. He's not a practice squad guy.
No, I know. This. Look, I said it on Mitchell's show yesterday, and I was saying it when I thought maybe he would get released. He's definitely a borderline Rasul Douglas situation, man, because the guy can play. A lot of the times, man, I think what happened with the Raiders is we got too many guys that are in that archetype. They're like 5'8", 5'9" guys that are undersized corners. Yeah. You can't have a whole roster full of undersized corners in the AFC. You can't. Too many good wide receivers. And they can play their heart out and they can be good and position themselves in between a ball and a man. But it's just certain things you just can't do about a guy that's 6'5". Yeah. It's like shit you can do. So I think they wanted to deal with the devil they knew as opposed to the devil they didn't know. Amik Robinson is their guy. Tyler Hall is their guy. He wasn't. So he had to go above and beyond whatever they did to be able to make it. And I think that's what happened.
And you guys, there's a few names, and we'll go over this practice squad list right now. We brought our young pup back into the fold, the international player. Salute to him, man. You know, it doesn't take up a roster spot, so we can kind of develop him on a practice squad for a while. That's cool. We brought Matthew Butler back, which was kind of a shocker to me because he just been non-existent these past last season and then up to this point, even in training camp, he had one big play where, I forgot, he was moving mountains. It was like an offensive lineman. He absolutely destroyed. But outside of that, I didn't really see anything from Matthew Butler, but they didn't give up on him like they did on Neil Farrell. They're here to develop Matthew Butler at least one more season. So, you know, and we don't even know. He may be removed off the practice squad at some point. But at this point, their second-year guy is back. Thank God McClendon Curtis dropped to the practice squad. This guy had a phenomenal preseason. I'm actually shocked that he fell through the cracks, through the waiver wire, and Drake Thomas. You know what I mean? Like, I assumed that McClendon Curtis was going to be like our offensive Drake Thomas, a guy that performed really well. And don't get me wrong, Drake Thomas did over pursue a few times. There was a few things some few chinks in his armor, right? But he's young. It's UDFA. It's going to happen. But thank God McClendon Curtis slipped through the cracks and fell back to our practice squad. Cole Fotheringham, another guy that performed really well week one in
preseason.
In preseason. He fell back to our practice squad. Jaden Grant, our safety, our young guy at Oregon State. Tyler Hall, thank God. I don't know how they were high on this guy. I don't know what the thinking was behind that. I'm going to trust the process, but thank God he made it back to the practice squad, a guy that can give you some reps at safety, give you some reps on the outside, inside, a guy that really played well for us, last year, kind of getting thrusted into a starting role, right?
So this is the thing, though. With Tyler Hall being on the practice squad, he's our guy on the practice squad. And you can protect a certain amount of them. And I think he's going to be one of the guys they protect, right?
Yeah.
Think about Tyler Hall. It's like, hey, man, he's on the team. Just because you're on the practice squad doesn't mean you're not on the team.
No. Yeah. No, but just it was nerve-wracking to see that he may not have failed to that practice squad. You get what I'm saying? Like, not he did, you know what I mean? But it's still, it's like, damn, bro, like they really thought highly of this kid. But there's other guys that they thought they talked about week in and week out. Drake Thomas, let him go. McClendon Curtis, let him go. He fell back. Adam Plant, a guy that we talked that they built up every week. It was Max Crosby talking about this, Chandler Jones talking about that. And then he just went non-existent in preseason, and boom, he's gone. He's an afterthought. You know what I'm saying? And it's at this point, you don't really know what to trust. It's like these guys have their way of thinking, and they're going to go about, their business the way they go about their business.
I don't trust the process.
Yeah.
Because the process of the players aren't making a decision. They can say whatever they want about a kid in practice, right? But the coaches know what metric they're looking at, how they evaluate players, and why they want said player. So, like, unless you're hearing something from Josh McDaniels or David Ziegler, don't believe anything, And as it pertains to Drake Thomas, I just want to say something to the nation, man. Guys, we got to stop treating these guys that you hear rumors that are kind of good. And
I knew we were going. I knew we were going here.
You guys fucking treat these guys like we lost Ray Lewis or Patrick Willis. You guys act like Bobby Wagner walked out of the door. It's Drake Thomas. And if Drake Thomas was as good as everybody is saying he was, he would have gotten drafted. Listen, be for real.
I agree with you, right? I think it's the position, Wasted. I think that's more along the lines of why everybody's upset. The linebacker room is already thin. You know what I'm saying? We assumed maybe this kid would make this roster and help elevate that linebacker room. Yeah. Look, nobody's complaining about Adam Plant. He's a defensive end. We're deep at that position, right? Nobody worried about, ain't nobody really too worried about Adam Plant Jr. And that's no disrespect to the kid, but that's that linebacker room. It's like, damn, man, like we need as much help as we can. And he was a bright spot in on special teams, and he led the team in tackles damn near every week in preseason. So we assumed, maybe he can help this room. I think that's the reason why everybody. You're right though. This he's not fucking Patrick Willis. He's not one of those guys. But we just assume maybe this guy can help a bare minimum, linebacker room.
Bro, and I'm not saying undrafted free agents can't be good and they can't make the roster and be starters or guys who can they can be rotational guys. But if you're expecting we act like Drake Thomas was going to change the total complexion of our linebacking core, and that's not likely. Has it happened before? Very, very sparingly around the National Football League. But normally, when you have guys that come in and change a whole positional group, these are guys that are drafted. These are guys that are drafted or free agents. They have a certain pedigree. When you look at Bobby Wagner, did not come from nowhere. Fred Warner did not come from nowhere, right? We can go back. Patrick Willis didn't come from nowhere. He was an animal at Ole Miss. It is what it is, right? Let's not. Ray Lewis was an animal at Miami. Brian Urlacher was an animal. Like these dudes, they don't just come from nowhere, bro.
Well, let me say this. I agree with you, but we got two guys out there that we are rolling out there that's going to get big minutes, right?
Curtis Bolton and Luke Masterson.
No, three guys that were undrafted. People don't know Robert Spillane was undrafted. That's our starter.
Yeah,
Luke Masterson, UDFA.
That's the reason why we're saying that we have a bad linebacking core.
Yeah.
So that's the point. Like, yo, all he is Luke Masterson again. Let's let what we have happen. And you know what, man? If they go out there and they go and spend big next year, it's going to be time for them to actually draft linebackers and covet that position. That's the only way this shit is going to get better.
Next year, I think we're really going to attack that linebacker and that defensive tackle room early, like real talk. And we're going to talk about a specific defensive tackle that me and Wasted called the best player in the draft last year, because I'm seeing a few things online, and we just had a great conversation on the phone about this. We want to get you guys' opinion. Salute to JT, man, my dog. Good to see both you guys back at full strength. We're getting there. Not there yet, but we're getting there.
I'm still weak, and for me throwing up and shit like that, having the flu. I didn't have COVID. I had the flu.
Yeah.
I'm kicking it now, But for me throwing up, I was really severely dehydrated and didn't know.
Yeah.
And, that's why I'm drinking water like crazy, because I still feel fucked up. So
he said, I'm taking Garbers out for Chinese food today. Felt bad for him. Hit me up if you come to the Miami game. Nah, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. You guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. I got one more super that I want to put up. Shout out to my boy Mongo, man, on a $2 donation. I appreciate you, brother, as always. A few other guys, man, that we want to talk about. Kene Maga, we brought him back, the linebacker. He's been off and on the practice squad for a minute. We brought my guy, Sincere McCormick, back. I seen him out there. There was a few videos before they actually released the practice squad. It's so weird, like how secretive this regime is. And I'm not against it, but we were like, who made the practice squad? And then as real Raider fans, we're sitting there watching all these videos, at camp. And I'm like, oh shit, that's Sincere McCormick. Oh, that's 47. Oh shit. That's McClendon Curtis. Oh, these guys made the practice squad because they're out there.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't released yet. You know, you guys know how high I am on Sincere McCormick. It's good to see that we at least have one running back, you know, that we can develop on the practice squad. Britton Brown is gone on the IR. Nobody else, you know, Austin Walter's gone for the season. We brought back Natane Moody, a guard, so there's still some depth there on the O-line, on the practice squad. We brought back Isaac Rochelle, a guy that played really well for us sparingly in preseason, another defensive end to add to that edge rusher room if need be. And then just yesterday, we brought in some guys. Well, these past few days, we brought back Isaac Darkangelo. That was a guy that we brought in to kind of be that camp body, but we added him. He was a late addition to our practice squad, a UDFA guy out of Syracuse. We added Vitaly Gurman, another offensive lineman, brought him back into the fold on the practice squad. And we let go of Adam Plant, didn't bring him back, but we did add defensive end Janarius Robinson to the practice squad, former Florida State guy. I believe he was drafted to Minnesota. He's been dealing with some injuries, you guys, but the measurables are there. I think he's like
super talented. Fourth round.
He is. Yes,
super talented.
Former fourth round pick, a guy that definitely has a lot of potential. He just hasn't been able to put it all together because of the injuries. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can get him right, get him healthy on the practice squad. And maybe at some point he'll add some value to that defensive line. But I like what we did. I do. And also me and you didn't get a chance to talk about this, but we did add a guy that's been, you know, that's done some things in the NFL at 25 years old, Marquez Callaway, you know what I'm saying, the wide receiver that 2 seasons ago had 698 yards, you know, for New Orleans and had 6 tutties. And I kind of compared him, Waste, and tell me how you think about this, to Mac Hollins from last year. He was our wide receiver too, and he was kind of forced to be that guy, but he had more numbers than him 2 years ago. Mac Hollins only had like 4 tutties and I think like 400 or 500 yards.
Yeah, Marquez Callaway is a lot more talented than Mac Hollins. Like Mac Hollins is built like a fucking brick shithouse. You know, the guy, you know, he's a specimen, but Callaway is a real wide receiver. Yes,
agree. Not a guy that, you know, Mac Hollins is a special teams ace and a guy that's a 9-route type guy that's not going to be all running these great routes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not who he is. And we've seen that last year. He struggled mightily in Josh McDaniel's system with the route running, with his route running ability.
Yeah, because it's based on precision, and you know what the thing is, man. They covet talented football players, but they covet talented, smart football players. You can't play in this offense without being a smart ball player. Now, I'm not saying Mac Hollins isn't a smart ball player, but I don't think Mac Hollins is the guy that's ever going to develop into a wide receiver one. I think Callaway is the kind of guy, man, that can make a roster and stick and be a guy that makes a roster all around the National Football League.
Yeah, and he had those numbers with some suspect quarterback play in New Orleans. They've had very, very suspect quarterback play since they got rid of Drew Brees, and they're hoping to fix that now with DC4. Salute to Chris, man. Stay strong, brothers. Salute to my dog on the $2 donation. Shout out to my brother Quadre on the $10 special. Salute, King. I appreciate you so much. Salute to Pineapple as well. Salute, bros. Can't wait for the season to start. Raiders. Let's get it. Now, I want to ask you guys, okay? Me and Wasted talked about this, okay? I seen something, and I want to give my dog his credit. Someone sent me this on Instagram. If you are watching the show, salute to you. Shout out to my dog, Shane Ito. There was something that I think is Jakeeb Sports on IG posted, right? Shout out to Rashad Penny, a guy that I was high on out of San Diego State, running back. Has dealt with some injuries, you know, still young running back, but didn't really get it all together in Seattle because of the injuries. Went to Philly this offseason. Hoping he's healthy, man, because I've been a fan of him forever. But he put something out there that said, I've never seen anything like that since playing against Aaron Donald. He is referring to year one defensive tackle, Jalen Carter. Okay. Now, everybody knows how we feel about Jalen Carter. That was me and Waste's favorite player in this draft. We valued him over Tyree Wilson. That was the position that we wanted to hit, right? The Raiders regime chose to go in a different way. They went and got Tyree, a guy that was coming off of a foot injury, surgery, and all that good stuff. It looks like he's ready now, right? I want to ask you this. These kind of comments, right? What kind of, if he does play at the level, because me and you agree that he can be a Hall of Fame type talent. We've talked about this a million times, right? And Wasted had a phenomenal take on the phone. He said, going back 30 years, 40 years. How many stout defensive tackles have been in this league? Right? And we're not talking about the early 60s, 70s.
Hall of Fame kind of
guys, right? There's only been about 5 of them in our era of watching football, right? And I think that, and Wasted does too, that he can be one of those guys that can fit that billing and be one of those next guys, right? How great does Tyree Wilson have to perform to shake that stigma if Jalen Carter ends up being that guy?
Tyree Wilson has to fucking be, if Jalen Carter winds up being Warren Sapp, Tyree Wilson has to be Michael Strahan.
Damn.
And see, that's the problem with that shit. And see, this is the thing that pisses me off about this, bro. And Elite, name the guys I'm talking about. In my life, I'm all, I'll be 50 in a couple of years, right?
We're talking about Cortez Kennedy, Elite. We added a few other names to the pot.
I'm talking about guys that are just can't miss, slam dunk Hall of Famers that have been defensive tackles. Now, I don't really remember when Dan Hampton got drafted, but I saw Dan Hampton's career.
Early, Chicago Bear.
Yeah. Dan Hampton was a Hall of Famer.
Definitely.
Right? Cortez Kennedy has some years. He's a Hall of Famer, but I wasn't a huge Cortez Kennedy guy, right? But Sapp and John Randall and probably Aaron Donald are the only guys that I can think of. Now, there have been some guys that have been good for a year, 2, even 3, right? You got guys like Chester McLaughlin and guys like that. Leroy Glover. Really good. I'm Geno Atkins.
Talked about Geno Atkins. Yeah.
Seymour. Listen, and Howie, of course, Howie's a Hall of Famer. Howie's a Hall of Famer, but the thing is that I don't remember when Howie was drafted.
Yeah.
I don't remember when Howie was drafted. I saw Howie play. I remember 1984 and stuff, but I didn't really know because I was too young. I don't remember. I think when was Howie drafted? 81?
Yeah, but Howie also came off the edge. You know what I'm saying? Like
Howie played he played inside. Him and Richard Seymour were kind of guys. They weren't just.
We're talking about defensive tackles, you guys. Like you know what I mean? Jordan Davis. We're talking about Jalen Carter, guys that you're not going to see really.
You're not going to ever see them outside. Like Seymour, they would run them up outside, inside, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like Justin Tuck, they would do that with him too, right? This is the thing, guys. I get mad when motherfuckers act like, excuse my language. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad, man.
Man, talk that shit, bro.
I get mad when people act like we don't know what we're talking about. It pisses me off. Like, bro, I know what I'm looking at when I see him.
Yeah.
I know, and you do too. Yep. We know what we're looking at. We're looking at a guy that is probably going to play his whole career and not get hurt. You guys are naming Simeon Rice. He's a defensive end. Darryl Russell was fucking great, and that's who I compared Jalen Carter to, is Darryl Russell. But Darryl Russell only played like 4 or 5 years, bro.
Greg Townsend's an edge rusher as well. Big John's a guy that got to the quarterback.
Yeah, you guys are talking. Listen, guys, we not talking about defense. We talking about defensive
tackles. And Bobby, yes, there was other teams that passed on him, but they don't need a defensive tackle as mightily as we do. Like we've needed a stout defensive tackle for a long time. Okay, and we're not gonna harp on this, you guys. We're just talking about this for a few because it's interesting to see Rashad Penny, a guy that's been in the NFL for a few years, say, I've never seen anything like this since Aaron Donald. This is a football player that can play at a high level when he's healthy. He knows what the fuck he's seeing. You know what I'm saying?
And guys, you guys are naming guys. You're naming, Chester McLaughlin. And I said, but we are talking about first ballot Hall of Fame kind of talent, guys. Chester McLaughlin will never get confused for that. You know what I mean? God rest his soul. He'll never get confused for that. Sue, maybe you could say Sue, right?
That was a guy we didn't talk about.
Yeah, but we don't talk about him. He's Lord Voldemort. F him.
Yep.
But he at his prime, he was that. But this dude is definitely, man, that kind of monster. And you don't pass on that. Yeah. You don't pass on that. And listen, I hope Tyree Wilson is good. I'm not being negative, but I don't want to fucking hear it this year. You got people that's attacking me on Twitter and stuff. Oh, you cried on draft day. Because it's like, well, goddamn, how many guys are walking around like that?
Yeah.
It ain't like they're just going to come back around again. It don't happen a lot.
And Severe, those are a few names that we talked about. We talked about Atkins. We talked about Seymour. Hainsworth was a flash in the pan. He got his bread and just disappeared. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking about Hall of Fame level type guys and this is a guy, and look, this guy hasn't played a snap, you guys. I understand that. Wasted understands that. But we watch the game. And to us, we look at him and say, if he stays healthy, if they utilize him the way that we know that Philly probably will, he can be a Hall of Fame worthy type guy.
Yeah, we talking Randy White. We talking, Warren Sapp. We ain't talking about Marcel Darius and Calais Campbell and Justin Smith. We ain't talking about. I'm talking about as soon as they retire, there's a fucking wing in the Hall of Fame for them.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Warren Sapp. This is what we talking about. And F him too. But he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. Matter of fact, F him. That we don't want to get into why, but it's F him.
Salute to Kara, man. I have a friend who teaches for Georgia. She had nothing but great things to say about Jalen. High character counts as well. And Kara, my stepbrother, shout out to my brother Adam. He went to Georgia, graduated from there. He had nothing but great things to say about him as well. Also telling me a bunch of other people over there that he knew always said great things about him. Yeah, he had a few. Yeah, he had one mishap, with the car situation, and then coming in, I believe, overweight after dealing with something so life-changing. It's understandable, but they really kicked this guy to the curb over one situation. It's really sad, man. Salute to John Sweeney, my dog, man. Salute Docs and Wasted, man. Salute to our guy, bro. Appreciate you, brother. Salute to Corey Grinner as well, man. Appreciate you for becoming a member of the channel, man. If you guys want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. Don, we are both high on Byron Young, a guy that can kick in and kick out. He'll be like he'll be a guy that can pass rush from the outside as well. We're just talking about specifically a defensive tackle that you could put in the middle of your defense. It doesn't matter if it's a 3-4, 4-3. You just put him there and just say, go get the quarterback. Play the run. Do it all.
Yeah. Like we're not talking about guys like, and Vince Wilfork was a great defensive tackle, but he wasn't the kind of guy that was going to, do stopping the run. And I love Vince Wilfork. I think eventually he's going to and I would love to have Vince Wilfork, but I think that the kid Jordan Davis is more of a Vince Wilfork. That guy that's going to stop the run,
put some overalls on
him. But I'm talking about a guy that does all that and will get you 11 sacks. Reggie White is a defensive end. Yes. The F is wrong with you guys. The greatest defensive end of all time. We talk about defensive tackles.
Shout out to Corey real quick.
Jones is a defensive end, Matt Marinovich.
Salute for becoming a member on both our channels, my brother. We appreciate you, man. Let me see. Yeah, man, Chris, that would have been crazy. Crosby, Carter, and Jones. And the thing is, this year, you guys, they're going to utilize him as an outside linebacker. So we'll see all three of those players together. They're thinking about the future. They wanted that opposite edge rusher to max when Chandler Jones moves on. I get it. They were thinking about the future. It's just, I thought with Jordan, the difference between Tyree and Jalen Carter is Jalen Carter you're thinking about now and the future. Tyree Wilson you're thinking about more along the lines of the future. And I'm not saying that he can't perform from day one. He might be that guy, but there's still some flaws in his game. There's still some flaws in his technique. That there's some things that they got to tweak in terms of Tyree Wilson's game to really unlock his full potential. You know what I'm saying? But we just thought with Jalen Carter, man, just boom, ready to go. Day one, put him out there. He's going to be that guy. And maybe he shows us up. Hey, maybe he goes out there and shits the bed wasted, and we just both got to shut the hell up. I just don't see how it's going to work. I don't think that's –
Look, man, listen, man. Like, we always say something. When you can kind of see when a guy's on a certain trajectory, right? The skies opened up, and he got drafted to a team with all his former teammates. He has a guy next to him who's damn near just as talented as he is in Jordan Davis. He has veterans around him. He has an infrastructure and a great defensive team around him. I don't see any reason why it does happen. If it doesn't happen, it's got to be because he gets injured. Yeah. But listen, man, you can kind of see where this is going. Look, man, when you see something special come into the league, you can see where it's going, bro. You can see we talked about this with running backs. Like when Adrian Peterson was coming into the league, you can see that. You see where that was going to go. That was academic. Pencil him in. There's certain guys. Sauce Gardner, bro. You mark it down now. This is his second year. Sauce Gardner, in 10 years, we're going to look up. He's going to be in, if he leaves 10, 11, 12 years, 15 years, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I can see it already, bro.
Well, hopefully you guys.
I can see it.
Byron Young or Jade ends up being that guy. You know what I'm saying? We found a steal in the 7th round. He made the 53-man roster. Hopefully these guys end up being those guys in the interior. But I'm going to be real with you. It's a pretty deep class next year on the defensive side of the ball again. Maybe, just maybe, we could find one of those talents next year if Byron Young and Jade does not develop. Real quick, man, salute to Chucky, man. D3, appreciate you, brother, on becoming a member of the channel. Also, man, salute to my dog Chris for becoming a member as well. Appreciate both you guys so much, man. Shout out to my dog Corey. Walked into the perfect situation in Philly. This is facts. That defensive line is stout. He's going to have the perfect situation around him. A bunch of guys he played with in college. Perfect situation for him. Me and Wasted definitely agree. Let's get off that train, you guys. Let's move on to Raiders business. I want to ask you this, and I don't know if you've seen this shit yet, big bro. I'm going to bring this up on the screen. We have the Denver Donkeys here coming up in a few weeks. Football is really, really right around the corner now. And I want to ask your opinion on this.
I saw that. That's funny.
Salute everybody here in the building. I want your guys' opinion on it.
I'm fucking glad that they did that.
Me too.
Yo, I am glad that we did. Listen, anytime we're the favorites, we always lose. Please pick against us all year. I'm for that. That is what happens as Raider fans. I want you to pick against us. Shit, they picked against us in the Super Bowl against the Redskins. Yep. They said there was no possible way we were winning that game.
And we cooked them.
So F them.
But shout out to Jeremiah. Shout out to MJD. You know what I mean? A Bay Area representative, grew up a Raider fan. Those two guys have us 21-20, 24-23. Then a bunch of other guys got us losing in Denver. These guys have, honestly, like one receiver at this point. They have Cortland Sutton. They do have a nice run game. They're going to have to run the ball a lot, to be real, bro. Like, Denver's going to have to run the ball a lot. And that's what I'm worried about week one is this team going to play the run well? That is a major question mark going forward. Can we stop the run? And what are you expecting to see out of Denver in week one? I mean, look, double up Sutton. What else they got?
Well, what I'm expecting to see, because you have a superior offensive mind at head coach now. Like, let's be for real. The Denver Broncos have been coached very, very badly.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm expecting to see a better Russell Wilson. I'm expecting to see him a more accurate Russell Wilson.
I agree.
I'm expecting to see them throw their tight ends a lot more. And I'm expected to see them play a tough, mistake-free football game.
Okay.
So when you play mistake-free football, now it's you have to get yours. Now with us,
Juju, that's facts. They did get Marvin Mims. I keep forgetting that they drafted him out of Oklahoma, I believe, in this draft. Marvin Mims is a nice deep threat. I totally forgot that they had him on their roster. Salute to you, bro. We talked about him during the draft process also. Go ahead, Wasted. You go.
Yeah, but like, look, this
game.
I think we're gonna win this game, and the reason why I think we're gonna win this game is simply because we have more talent than the Denver Broncos.
Yeah,
we're a more talented football team. People are like just glazing over the fact that we have talent up and down this roster on both sides of the football. We are a more talented roster, and Jimmy Garoppolo is no scrub. I think people have bought into this Kool-Aid that Jimmy Garoppolo was some bum. And he's one of the winningest quarterbacks in the league right now. He hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, but listen, he's gotten to the mountaintop. He just couldn't get to the apex of the mountain. Yeah. So let's see, man.
Yeah, no, definitely agree. I do like their run game though with P. Ryan. I always butcher his name. You know what I'm saying? They got a stout little run game. That offensive line is still questionable as hell though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not afraid of the Denver Broncos, dude, at all. Like, this team, you look at them on paper, yeah, they got some guys on the defensive side of the ball. Patrick Surtain, which is going to be a superstar at some point. And he probably already is, to be real. Even though our guy Devontae said he wasn't ready yet, he's definitely ready. But I know what he was trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not ready to guard a guy like me, the best.
You ain't ready for me, motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at this roster right now going into week one. They got Javonte Williams. They got Samaje Perine. You know what I mean? That's a nice 1-2 punch at the running back position. I'm looking at their tight ends, man. They got Greg Dulcich. He's a sneaky tight end for them. You know what I mean?
He's a lot better. Nobody's talking about him.
Yeah.
Look, T. Severe is a guy, man, who always brings up the UCLA guys. He's a big UCLA guy, man. That guy, I'm telling you, he's a guy that if you got a fantasy team, this a little docs and wasted fucking Jim. If you got a fantasy team late in your rounds and you need a starting tight end because you got a bunch of wide receivers and running backs, that is a guy you definitely want to pick up because Russell Wilson's going to be leaning on him in that offense.
Definitely. I'm going to bring up this roster real quick, you guys. Salute to everybody here in the building. Let me get this bullshit off the screen. I'm going to present this, show you guys what Denver looks like on paper with their initial 53-man roster. Can you see that, big bro?
Yes, sir.
All right, so they got Wilson. They got Jared High-State Stidham as the backup. But like I said, they got Perrine. They got Javante. They got four. They carry 4 tight ends. And I know that one of them's technically a fullback with Burton. But, I mean, fullback / whatever you want to call him. But he's a tight end as well. They carry actually 5. They have 2 tight ends that are considered fullbacks as well. I think they're trying to do whatever they can to protect Russell Wilson this year. Jerry Jeudy is not going to play. Sutton, Mims, those are the 2 guys they have. Brandon Johnson, they got 4 receivers at this point, and they haven't updated this yet, but Jerry Jeudy's not going to play. They got Philip Dorsett, which probably will end up having to come up off the practice. Well, I think, did he sign with the practice squad? I don't know, but he'll probably end up it would probably end up playing for him. That O-line, man, is still ass, bro. Garrett Bowles, McGlinchey, isn't he hurt already at right tackle? They got Cushenberry, Ben Powers.
Let me tell you something. Max Crosby's going to kill Mike McGlinchey. Mike McGlinchey is horrible.
Yeah, he is. They got Alex Forsythe, the guy that we talked about during the draft process as well. I believe he came out of Oregon. But I'm looking at this team. I'm like, this O-line looks like shit. Cam Fleming. Like, come on, bro. But then you look at the defense. Even their defensive line, to me, doesn't look the way it used to look. You know what I mean? They got Jones still. But look at the defense ends. Jonathan Harris, Zach Allen, sneaky, Matt Henningsen. Bro, this isn't the same.
Wait. So you got a problem there, though. Randy Gregory and Frank Clark.
I was getting there. I know it. And these guys are considered outside linebackers and so on and so forth, but they can get to the quarterback. But Gregory has been a bust since he came into the league, bro. I'm sorry. No. Yes, he has, bro. This guy is.
Randy Gregory has showed flashes, especially with the Dallas Cowboys. Randy Gregory just is had issues off the field where they were suspending him over marijuana. When he's healthy and he's playing, he is a good, effective pass rusher.
He's good. Okay, that I'm with you on that. He's good and effective, but not great and not somebody that I'm too much worried about. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Like, I'm looking at him like, whatever. Randy Gregory. They got Frank Clark. They brought the OG over. I don't think he really has too much left in the tank. I'm looking at this defense. I'm like, like, they got some good DBs. You know what I mean? Pat Surtain is one of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? But I like Riley Moss a lot, a guy that they brought over from Iowa, I believe, in the draft. But Kareem Jackson's still there. Dale Skinner, a guy that I think he's hurt right now, that they brought in from Boise State. I think he's hurt. Don't quote me on that. But, bro, look at this roster, dog. Like, what? Like, we got to beat these guys, bro. We got to beat these guys.
This is one of the only games this year that is a must. These are must-win games. If the Equinox is gonna be realized this year, like these are the only games where I look at this roster and I'm like, yo, you can't lose that game.
Brian, yes, Justin Simmons is phenomenal. Also, yes, I didn't bring up Justin Simmons. I actually kind of just went over
the safety. Yeah,
he's really good. But
hey,
if you don't provide any pressure, we're gonna pick these guys apart.
Yeah, the thing about us, and this is what I'm worried about, is the fact that Josh Jacobs wasn't in camp. And are we getting a rusty Josh Jacobs? Because the thing with this team that I realize is that Josh Jacobs is the straw that stirs the drink. If Josh Jacobs is not, carrying this team, and we're not able to open up the field with that play action pass, we can play down to this competition. And that's the thing that where I can see maybe Denver could possibly sneak in and get a dub, because we need to make sure we can run this ball. And that's another reason why I was a little upset that they didn't keep Williams.
Wait, so what if I told you, from what I'm hearing at camp, and I spoke to a few people that I know that are beat writers that are out there, that he looks better than what he did last year? What would you take from that?
I would say that, that sounds good. But
okay.
At the end of the day, I think one of the reasons why Josh had the season he had last year is because they played him in the preseason. I think the preseason is a valid thing that you need. I mean, back in the day,
but not even just that. It was put up or shut up season. He had to get that bag, right?
And plus the usage rate. They didn't trust the quarterback, and they took the air out of the football, and he took that. They took it and ran with it. But I just noticed, man, when guys don't play in the preseason and stuff like that, they don't hit the ground running. They start hitting the ground running after week 2, week 3, and then they're good. You know what I mean? I think the reason why Josh came out on all cylinders last year is because he did play in the
Hall of Fame game. But and I initially had him kind of starting to really get the rust off of him in week 3. I'm hearing really good things about him, and I initially said maybe 10 to 15 carries in week 1. I'm going to change that, you guys, because from what I'm hearing about this guy right now, he looks really good. It looks as though he's very, very healthy at this point. And I know we always talk about this way. So football shape is different than being in regular shape, right? But I'm hearing really good things about Josh Jacobs. I'm going to go 20 to 25 carries week 1. I'm going to up the ante from 10 to 15 to 20 to 25. And I think he's going to take full advantage of it. I think he goes for over 100 yards against that defense.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. I would have preferred if they would have kept Williams, because then you would have had a guy that you can spell and really, really be a real backup.
Because Zeus ain't him. He ain't him.
Nah, he isn't. He isn't, man. And look, he's another one of these guys where we're going to look at him and we're like, hey, we should have drafted Tariq Woolen. Like that's what's going to happen.
Bro, it hurts my soul every time you mention Tariq Woolen, bro.
Yeah, it's like, we could have had Tariq Woolen, and now, we got this fucking guy. But, it is what it is, man. Zeus my ass, right? Like, he's Kid Icarus now. His wings are going to melt next to the sun. Hopefully, Zeus can develop some vision, and, he can be one of those guys that develop down the line. But normally with running backs, you normally see it right off the bat. I don't see it.
I think Amir Abdullah gets a lot of burn week 1. He'll be on the field a lot, especially in passing situations. You're definitely going to see Amir Abdullah out there this year. Michael, yes, man. You guys know how high I was on Forbes too, bro. And I'm hearing he is absolutely dominating on that defense over there with the Commanders right now. Shout out to JT, man. Lose close opener, then beat Bills, then win streak. I seen you say that on Instagram. I don't see us losing week 1, man. Like I don't. Sean Payton still hasn't played he hasn't got his team out there to play against any real top-notch talent yet. And I think it's going to take a little time for those guys to get the wheels rolling out there in Denver with that system. Sean Payton is not like, he's a great offensive mind, but it's not just the system where you just go out there and just go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not saying it's the most difficult system in the world, because it's not, but it's going to take some time for them to develop that rapport. I don't think that, we got so much fluidity right now with all the coaching staff coming back. A lot of these guys playing together last season. There's no reason we can't go into Denver. We've owned these guys the last 6-7 times we played them. You know what I mean? I think we have everything in our favor right now. We're not playing Denver in cold weather. It's the summer. It's going to be a nice day in Denver. Everything is literally in our favor. I don't see one thing that Denver has over our Raiders at this point. And yes, we got to go out there and prove it. We do got to go out there and prove it.
And not for nothing, a lot of the genius of Sean Payton walked out of the door when number 9 retired.
Yeah, there you go. Facts. That Broncos O-line is shaky. We should cook them with our pass rush. And that's why I want to see Tyree Wilson out there a lot early. I want to see him out there early, bro. Like, don't be all calm, cool, and collected and be patient with him. Throw him out to the wolves, bro. Throw him out there, bro. You took him in the top 10. That's your first rounder. Throw him out there. Throw him out there. Chandler's coming off this injury. He's finally back. He's ready to go. Throw Tyree out there, man. Put all 3 of those guys out there together. I want to see these guys absolutely dominate that offensive line. There's no reason you can't. There's a bunch of scrubs on that O-line, bro. A bunch of scrubs. There's no reason you can't get to Russell Wilson 4 or 5 times in week 1. Sorry. It is what it is. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. You got to answer, bro. I already know what time it is. Don't even worry about it. Hit that subscribe button, you guys. Trying to get to 20K. We're getting there. We're almost there. And make sure you guys also hit that subscribe button on my brother Wasted Talent, Raider Nation Unlimited on YouTube as well. Run those numbers up. Let's get them to 10K immediately. Salute to the 500 people in the building. Let me see. Hank, we've talked about that. People tend to forget that Tyreek can play on the inside. But we're going to see him all over the place. We're going to see Chandler on the edge. We're going to see him outside linebacker. We're going to see Tyree inside, outside. There's going to be a lot. But one thing we do know is we know where Max is going to be lined up at all the time. All the time.
Look, and that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing, man. Like, people don't understand something. Max Crosby gets held so much, and that you have to commit so much energy to stopping him, that this is going to be a cakewalk for some of these other guys if they could stay healthy and stay consistent as Max.
Yeah, definitely. Salute to everybody in the building, you guys. Right after this, I will be on Mitch's channel. I was supposed to be over there yesterday. I had some family stuff going on, so I couldn't go over there and rock with my brothers. But after this show, I will be on Mitchell Renz's show. So make sure you guys jump over there and support our bro. He's getting his Raider tattoo. I'm going to jump over there for like 30, 45 minutes and shoot the shit with him. So make sure after this show, jump over there and come rock with us a little bit.
And I'll be over there with Mitch as well.
There you go. There you go. Salute to JT, man. Win opener, then lose. Oh, damn, bro. My dog, so I'm gonna put $2 up there again and say the same shit. Salute to my dog JT. You big buff motherfucker. Salute to Midnight, man. I feel like they give Zeus a couple of runs behind the first team line just to see if he runs better, even though he may not. Well, what do you expect from Zeus week 1, man? How many reps do you think he has?
I think he'll get 15 carries.
15? Okay, so he's going to get a nice little chunk of change. He only had 17 last year, so he pretty much meets that line.
But they have to, bro. They have to. Like the approach that they're taking with Josh Jacobs and not signing him and not having like they're pretty much taking an approach that he's an at-will employee. You know what I mean? So it's like if you're going to take that approach, you better damn well make sure that this kid that you wasted this draft capital on, you better make a decision on him right now. And I think we're going to get our decision on Zeus, whether he's going to be a guy that's in their future or he's going to be a guy that's going to be a bargaining chip.
The thing that I like about this regime is, though, I hope JT said, "Oh, Graphk, I sent the opposites." I think the thing that I like about this regime so much is they're not going to just throw Zeus out there, you guys, and throw him in our face to try and save face. If he's not performing, he's not going to be on the field. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple and plain. Like this regime is they're showing us year in and year out. Oh, you don't fit what we got going on? Bye. Neil Farrell, you ain't working out with us? Boom.
But see, everybody says Neil Farrell Jr. wasn't working out for them.
No, I've heard things about him off the field too, bro. I've heard that he wasn't really that good of a teammate. I'm hearing that he was very immature. You know what I'm saying? That there was some things last year where he was, on the bit. They made him he basically was a clean, like they just had him on the bench for nothing, bro. Like he could have been playing healthy scratch. He was a healthy scratch a few times last year because I heard immaturity reasons.
And that's a good thing, bro, because everyone's like, well, they traded him in the division. They just gave the Chiefs the gift that might keep on giving.
Yeah, the herpes of football.
That's right. Neil Farrell Jr. A real thick frame, a thick frame from out of strip club in Decatur.
Out to the east side of Atlanta. Salute to my people out there. But I just, I don't really know what to expect from Zeus. I think that they're going to give him the ball. They'll run him a few times and they'll see what he is. You know what I mean? But this is Josh's team. They know that. And, I don't think we're going to see too much Zeus. You have 15 carries. That's a lot. That literally matches pretty much what he had all season long last year. I don't think he has 15 reps.
I don't see Josh getting the ball 20 times in week 1 without him taking a snap all preseason. But I could be wrong. You know how I am.
No, I said the same thing, though. I agree. But then I started hearing things behind the scenes like, oh, shit. Okay, Josh looks like he's already ready to go. And I'm like, hey, maybe they throw him out there and just say, look, continue to do what you did last season in week 1 with 6 practices under your belt. I don't know. Shout out to Hug, man. We hang 35 on these posers from Denver with a pick and a fumble recovery and a gun-shy danger rush, taking his ball and going home. Salute to my dog, John, man. Appreciate you, and I would love that, King. Shout out to our dog, John Corrigan, always supporting what we do. Shout out to Midnight one more time as well. I met against Denver before they send him to the practice squad. Salute to Midnight Raider, my dog. Been a member for 1 month. Salute to my guy. We see. Shout out to Walt, man. Thinks us keeping McClendon Curtis safe is 5 times better than blubbering about losing that little linebacker, Drake Thomas.
And I think Walt, who is one of the most knowledgeable fans that speak on the Raiders, is absolutely right. Walt is a guy that I can tell is probably an older guy because
you got the same age.
Man, fuck you, man. I like for real. I normally agree with Walt almost every time. I love Walt.
Salute to Graham. I agree. That's what I got. 9 carries at most for Zeus. That's what I have. I got 8 to 9 carries. That's what I have. Let me see. Great point. I would have been heated if we lost Curtis. Yeah, Jose. I would have been very upset if we lost McClendon Curtis.
Yeah, they were saying that he was pretty much the best young guard in the National Football League during preseason.
Yeah,
bro.
he was like the number 4th highest rated player completely on PFF. You know what I mean? I think Aiden O'Connell was number 2. So Josh is coming to kill Denver. And see, this is the thing, Robert. A lot of people tend to forget, right? Everybody's saying this is Sean Payton's time to show the NFL what they were missing and blah, blah. This is Josh McDaniels. This is going to be a revenge game for Josh McDaniels forever. You don't think he's going to have his team ready to go against the Denver Broncos, the team that, you know, he keeps hearing over and over and over again about his faults and his flaws from years past?
This is going to be the reverse of Mike Shanahan with us. Mike Shanahan used to always kick our ass because he couldn't stand the Raiders. This is going to be the reverse.
I like that. Shout out to our brother Sean, man. Salute to my guy. What up, Graphk and Wasted? Who do you guys feel is our second best guard on the team? I like that. Damn. You said that quick and fast. I mean, that's the second starter. Yeah. You know what? I'll be even more bold, Sean. I want to agree with my brother, but I hate that we always agree on shit. I'm going McClendon Curtis.
On the practice squad?
Yeah. On the practice.
Hey, man, listen. You know, our second best running back is on the fucking practice squad.
Has Greg been Rotten in this league for a while, Wasted?
Not really, but from what I've seen of him, he's been
in the league for a while, though. He's been around.
Yeah, I mean, not like a long, you know what I mean by long time. I'm thinking like 8 or 9 years, but he's been in the league a few years. You know, yeah. I like Graham very well. He's very aggressive. You know, he's tough. McClendon Curtis, you know.
Walt knows what he's talking about. Just like you said, Wasted. Walt knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, Walt, I can get with that. You know, in Graphk, you know, you like the Pied Piper and shit. You say shit and it just becomes it's you know, listen, guys, don't buy the Graphk Kool-Aid. It's all bullshit.
Hello to Elise. She said,
hey, William Marchand, another guy who knows what he's talking about. That was who I was gonna say is Jermaine Illuminor. But you know, let's be for real. Jermaine Illuminor is probably the best guard on this team.
You lost that bet too, so
did I?
Yeah, you definitely lost that bet. So just a heads up, bro.
You lost it too.
Hey, Severe, that's another one. There may be the second best guard. Agreed. Yeah, bro. Q, Van Rotten is 10 years in.
Damn, man, I was wrong. I didn't know.
I love when Wasted is wrong. Salute to Q. You have made my entire day, King.
Like 10 years, bro.
Bro. He's been around for a while.
Really?
Been around for a while, man. I agree. Well, McClendon Curtis will be a Raider starter in 2024. Facts. Next year's right side the line is gonna be fire. I agree. Midnight. Anish said he was on the Bills. He was on the Jets too, right?
Oh shit! He came in the league in 2012, man.
Bruh.
Damn, he shit, man.
Oh, damn. Motherfucker better be the second best guard. Salute to Jose, man. Can Van Rotten bring the same intensity and leadership that Richie Incognito brought? I like that. He doesn't possess the same skill set, Jose. You know what I'm saying? But I can definitely see him bringing that. Well, you know what? That's unmatched. Richie got his shit is unmatched, bro. This dude wasn't he screaming and kicking a corpse or some shit like that. That's different. It's different levels to intensity when it comes to Richie Incognito. And that's no shade to Richie. Shout out to my guy Richie. That motherfucker is insane. I don't think you can match that intensity.
I didn't know Greg Van Roten played in Green Bay, man. I remember him from Carolina. I had no idea he played in Green Bay.
Yeah, bro. He's been around for a while, bro.
Yeah, man. He's been in Green. I had no idea, man. I wasn't familiar with Greg Van Roten until like 2018.
Okay. Can I keep it a buck? I didn't know who the fuck Greg Van Roten was until a few months ago.
Yeah, no, I knew about him because he started 16 games in 2018.
I mean, I've heard the name. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't familiar with his game. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know really too much about the kid. Let me see.
Hey man, shit, my bad.
Salute to my dog Jose, man. Salute to my boy 11 in the building. What I like about McDaniels is he took the blame for the blown leads and said this year it's about killing the teams over playing safe on Barstool. Yes, that was and you know what? We're gonna do a show at some point where I want to talk about that completely. I want to talk about. It was a great interview with Josh McDaniels over there with Will Compton and those guys. Man, he definitely took accountability for what happened last season, and I like that shit. He definitely did. Like all the stuff that most Raider fans kill him for, he held, he was like, look, I hate to sound Derek Carr-esque, but put it on me. It's my fault.
Yeah,
he took accountability.
Just fucking correct it. It gets to that point, man. As long as you're correcting it, then put it on me, whatever. But if you're not correcting it, then I don't want to hear that shit.
I thought Greg Van Roten played for the Jets too.
Yeah, he did play for the Jets. He played for Green Bay, Carolina, then the Jets, then he's been all over the place.
Definitely. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building. I didn't see anything special about Drake Thomas. Salute to Frank White. I don't think anybody really seen anything special. We just expected us to maybe develop him and turn him into a serviceable linebacker on this team. I don't think anybody was expecting him to be a superstar. You look at the productivity that he had at North Carolina State, the dude was a dog, but it was at the collegiate level. He is undersized. He doesn't really have a lot of athleticism. He kind of depends a lot on his football IQ. You know what I'm saying? And he looked good. He didn't look great, but he looked good out there. You know what I mean? But you're right. Wasted. Like a lot of people are tripping out over a player, that it's not like he's a superstar, but you know what? Seattle may develop him and he may end up being something over there. Like that's what Seattle does.
People, places, and things. He needs to be in the right place to develop. Like he might go over there and play great, but look who he gets to play with. He gets to play with Bobby Wagner, right? Yeah. That shit matters, bro.
Yeah.
It matters, man.
Shout out to Robert, man. If we could stop the run and force the Broncos to throw, I think we win this game because of the pressure. This is facts. I'm telling you, that's my major key to victory week 1 is stopping the run. Stopping the run. First correction he did was getting rid of Carr.
I was just laughing at all of these comments, yo. Y'all crazy, man.
And this is the thing, 11, right? And this is we're not going to sit here and shit on Derek Carr. We've already done our run on DC for many moons now, right? I'm gonna say this though. The thing that I didn't like about what Josh McDaniels did last year that upset me was if you knew early on, and I know you were trying to appease your players around you, you should have put you should have put Stiddy in earlier. You should have put Stiddy in early. You might have been able to win a couple more games and maybe snuck into the playoffs because he knows the system. You know what I'm saying? Like if Derek wasn't a guy early on, you should have moved on quick.
And people were thinking maybe after like week 4, they were out on him. And it's like if you're out on him, then be out all the way.
Yeah, that New Orleans game when you couldn't get past the 50-yard line, put Stidham out there. At that point, switch up, change up. Let's see what we can do. You got a lot of veterans on this team that are pissed about not winning more games. Put Stidham out there.
Bro, I think I'm going to be real with you, bro. I think that was the one time on Raider YouTube that I had a real live meltdown. That game. I like that was ridiculous, bro. It was bad. I think that's the week when Andy hung it up. That was the week Andy hung it up.
Yo,
wasn't it?
That shit is funny. I think so. I think so. Andy, my dog Andy Kim is with you. He said our second best guard is playing right tackle, which is Jermaine Illumina. We were still alive for the playoffs, William. This is facts. Facts plus tax, man. My dog Jose says, hot ass take, Graphk. I don't think we would have made the playoffs either way. And to be honest with you, maybe we don't. But when you got guys like Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby, Chandler Jones on the team, you want to win more games, right? Like these guys aren't going out there to fucking put their bodies on the line to lose. So at the end of the day, if you think
they weren't coming to play tiddlywinks, the motherfuckers were there to win, bro.
Yeah, straight up. And even if, let me see, he said Mitch is looking for y'all. Oh shit, we gotta go. Are we getting summoned right now? Let me see.
Graphk Raiders coming on right now to watch me get my tramp stamp over my knee.
Over my knee, tramp stamp on his kneecap.
Yeah. He's like, hey, next. Wait, a $500 super chat, man. I'll get a BBL next week on air.
Watch me get my knee stamp.
My knee stamp.
Imagine being at that Saints game, Corey. Imagine me almost going. I was almost gonna.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that would have reminded me of when I went to that Falcons game.
That was oh my God, when Matt Ryan sliced and diced us up. Oh my God, man. We were favorites in that game too.
Shout out to Mitch. You gonna pull up over there, bro? Did he send you the link inside the inbox?
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'll pull up over there.
All right. Salute to everybody, man. If you guys want to continue to talk some Raiders football, jump over to Mitch's channel right now, you guys. We're gonna go over there and shoot the shit while our brother gets his first Raider tattoo. Jump over there. We'll be active again all week long. We're just getting back from being sick, you guys. We appreciate you guys' patience. I took the past 2 days off. My sons have been sick. It's just we're all finally getting over the hump. You know what I mean? My son's missed school all week long. It's been a terrible 2 weeks for me and my family, man, over here in this house. So it took a few days off to get right. But we'll be back active all week long, you guys. We may even do something special here shortly. Stay tuned for that. Thank you to my brother Wasted for pulling up on the Coffee and Convo. If you guys want, man, pull up on us right now. We are going to go jump over to Mitch's show right now. Salute you guys. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all on the way out. Hit that subscribe button and pay your bar tabs and wipe them feet. Meaning hit them thumbs up. Salute, salute, salute. One.